by hatred. The Democrat Party has become the largest hate group in this country. Even their comedians are angry, and that suffices as comedy. I think it's one of the reasons why left-wing comics have become primary sources of news for other left-wing liberals. So there's never any happiness, there's never any contentment. You do not see any real laughter. You just see a constant level of rage, and I'm telling you, it's not healthy. Talk about sustainable? That cannot be sustained. A healthy mind and heart cannot be sustained by the degree of rage and hatred that we see in the American left today. You have to ask, why do not their successes make them happy? Look at what they've done in the area of marriage. They've totally upended it. They have succeeded in not only redefining a word that has stood for as many years as possible, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of years, that people have been plodding and walking the earth. And even after they succeed with this, they get angry. They do not seem ever satisfied. It's the most amazing thing. And we're all paying the price for it, this constant rage, this constant anger. They lose votes, and it's taken as one of the most outrageous things that could happen. Rush has dependably been exceptionally shrewd in scrutinizing what liberals are considering and why they do what they do. Notwithstanding, when liberals get their direction, it doesn't make them upbeat, just more resolved to push their disdain down the throats of anybody setting out to differ with them. Now, somebody needs to inquire as to why. For what reason? Democrat lawmakers have whipped their liberal base into a craze so as to win races, and when they don't win, at that point viciousness ends up plainly legitimized in their psyches. This mentality can't proceed in light of the fact that the possible outcome will be an America torn into pieces. $1.3 billion healthcare fraud just erupts. Jeff Sessions announces charges against 412 people. The Department of Justice, initiated by Attorney General Jeff Sessions, simply charged more than 400 licensed medical professionals with the mishandling of prescriptions
Ghost,
and
my
other
nigga.
healthcare-related
Ghost.
fraud. About a fourth of those accused were charged with opioid-related wrongdoings. Opioid overdoses have been portrayed as an epidemic where more than 90 Americans bite the dust, all things considered, each day, in what Sessions depicts as put stock in medicinal experts putting ravenousness in front of their patients. Via Washington Post, more than 400 people across the country have been charged with participating in health fraud scams totaling about $1.3 billion in false billings, including for the prescription and distribution of opioids. In what federal officials Thursday called the largest ever healthcare fraud enforcement action by the Medicare Fraud Strike Force, 412 individuals, including 115 doctors, nurses and other licensed medical professionals, were arrested in a nationwide operation involving more than 1,000 law enforcement agents in at least 30 states. Those included are in charge of unlawful distribution of opioids, which might be prompting increments in overdoses. One American dies of a drug overdose every 11 minutes, and more than 2 million Americans are ensnared in addiction to prescription painkillers, Attorney General Jeff Sessions said at a news conference. We will continue to find, arrest, prosecute, convict and incarcerate fraudsters and drug dealers wherever they are. The investigation was especially focused on medical professionals who were involved in the illegal distribution of opioids and other narcotic drugs, officials said. The abuse of pharmaceutical opioids is widely blamed for a medical crisis involving tens of thousands of overdoses of heroin.